Producing Loud Mix Podcast. Think fast, talk smart, talk to me. Communication techniques. Overview. This workshop focuses on improving spontaneous speaking skills as opposed to planned presentations. It addresses common anxieties surrounding public speaking and provides practical techniques for managing these anxieties while enhancing impromptu communication. The core message revolves around shifting perspectives and applying specific strategies based on research and improvisation. To explore these ideas further and hear expert perspectives, tune into Loud Mix Podcast, where we discuss practical strategies for enhancing communication and overcoming public speaking challenges. Key themes and ideas. The prevalence and importance of spontaneous speaking. Spontaneous speaking is more common than planned presentations in daily life. Examples include introductions, feedback, surprise toasts, and Q&A sessions. The ability to speak effectively in these situations is essential for both professional and personal success. Quote, "The reality is that spontaneous speaking is actually more prevalent than planned speaking." Anxiety management. Public speaking ranks high among common fears. Quote, "Among the top 5 was speaking in front of others. This is a ubiquitous fear and one that I believe we can learn to manage. Anxiety is normal and can be managed rather than eliminated. It can even provide energy." Techniques for managing anxiety. Reading anxiety. Acknowledge your nervousness when you feel it. Say, "This is me feeling nervous." This helps stop anxiety from spiraling. Reframing as conversation. Approach speaking as a conversation rather than a performance. Use questions to engage the audience. Quote, "First start with questions. Questions by their very nature are dialogic. They're two-way." Present moment orientation. Focus on the present rather than future consequences. Techniques include physical activity, listening to music, counting backward by unusual numbers, or practicing tongue twisters. Quote, "If you can bring yourself into the present moment, rather than being worried about the future consequences, you can actually be less nervous." 4 steps to effective spontaneous speaking. 1. Get out of your own way. Let go of the need to be perfect. Avoid overthinking. Quote, "The very first thing that gets in people's way when it comes to spontaneous speaking is themselves." Practice activities like shout the wrong name to disrupt planning tendencies and encourage spontaneity. Quote, "The only way you can get this activity wrong is by doing what you've just done." Embrace the idea of daring to be dull instead of striving for greatness. Quote, "Rather than striving for greatness, dare to be dull." 2. Reframe as an opportunity. View speaking as an opportunity rather than a challenge or threat. Quote, "We need to see the speaking opportunity as something to co-create and share." Use activities like the GIF exchange to demonstrate embracing unexpected situations. Adopt the yes and improvisation approach to embrace possibilities. He quote, yes, and opens up a tremendous amount of opportunities. Make 3. Slow down and listen. Actively listen to understand the audience's needs. Use games like spelling out every word to improve focus, attention. Remember, don't just do something, stand there, which encourages mindfulness and listening. Quote, "Don't just do something, stand there." Or tell a story / use structure. Utilize structured communication frameworks. Problem, solution, benefit. Identify a problem, propose a solution, and outline the benefits. What, so, what, now what. Explain what something is, why it matters, and what should follow. Structured information improves process and fluency by 40%. Quote, "We process structured information roughly 40% more effectively than unstructured information." Additional points and resources. Draws upon improv and communication research. Handouts include key points and structures. The instructor has published a book titled Speaking Up Without Freaking Out. A resource website is available, No Freakin' Speakin' Com. Concepts are further explored in the Loud Mix podcast, offering insights into implementing these techniques. Dealing with hostile situations. Acknowledge emotions without naming them, then reframe and respond. Use paraphrasing to buy time and provide a well-thought-out answer. Tips for remote audiences. Engage remote audiences with interactive techniques. Tips for asking spontaneous questions. Ask why multiple times to dig deeper. Ask for advice to build a connection and gather detailed responses. Conclusion. Effective spontaneous communication is not an innate talent, but a skill that can be developed through practice and a change in mindset. By managing anxiety, adopting a positive perspective, actively listening, and utilizing structured frameworks, individuals can improve their ability to speak confidently and effectively in any situation. More in-depth discussion, strategies, and expert interviews, tune into Loud Mix Podcast, your go-to resource for mastering the art of speaking smartly and spontaneously.